Hey songwriters, welcome back to another video with At Home Songwriting. Today I'm going to show you a couple of methods that I use to start coming up with melodies, some melody writing exercises. So let's check it out. So the first melody writing exercise that I'm going to show you and what I'm going to use is one that I like to do if I have a title of a song and I want to start creating maybe some melody or some music just around kind of the title. So I'm going to walk you through the steps here, and then I'm actually going to show you what that actually looks like. So step one is you have to have a title, which I'll tell you what we're going to use in just a moment. Also, you need to have some sort of metronome or beat. So, and what I mean by that is you either need to have a click, or you need to actually have some drums or a loop or something that you can have in time. You also should pick one note to start with and determine what that sort of root note is going to be. So you're worried more about the rhythm more so than the pitch at this point. And then you should experiment playing and singing using the title, trying different rhythms and trying different melodic shapes. And also try starting on, before, or after the downbeat. See what sounds the best to the title and what sort of resonates with you the most. And one of the things to remember here is make sure you record everything so you can pick the parts that you like best. And once you choose what you like the most, you can use some of the melodic shapes and you can find a melody that you actually like to use within your song. So I'm going to show you some of these techniques that I use to do this exercise. And the title that I'm going to use for this is Let's Make a Melody. So when you first have your title, you really should find out what are the stressed syllables. So looking at this title, Let's Make a Melody, the let's is not stressed, so make is a stressed syllable, a is not stressed, and then when you get to melody, it's dum da dum, dum da dum. So it's melody, melody, or dum da da, melody. So let's make a melody. So the make, mel, and D are really your stressed syllables, which should fall kind of on downbeats or strong beats within the measure to sound conversational and it sound like natural speech. So let's make a melody, and let's actually jump in and make a melody. Okay, so let's make a melody. That's the title we're working with. That's what we're doing. And jumping in here, the first thing I will do is think, is there a rhythm within the title that I can use to create some sort of beat? So what I will do is kind of sing that rhythm. So let's make a melody. Da, 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 da. Boom, ka, boom, 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 ka. A boom, ka, a boom, boom, ka. A boom, ka, a boom, boom, ka. A boom, ka, a boom, boom, ka. Something like that. So I will start with maybe drums. I'm going to actually probably do like 110 beats per minute here. Boom, make a melody. Boom, ka, boom, boom, ka. Boom, ka, boom, 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 ka. So once I have the beat, I will start singing and playing along with it to see how I want the title to sit within the rhythm. I have a piano here, so I'll start with a C. Let's make a melody, or let's make a melody. Let's make a melody. Let's make a melody. Da do fine. Na 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 da 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 na da 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 da. So let me record. We'll use that as the melody that we're going with here. So that's kind of a motif, if you will. So let's check this out. Let's make a melody. Yeah. So there you have what that motif is going to be. And if that was our title, we may have sort of a chorus there a little bit. So one of the things that I will also do is try some different chords with what I'm doing. So with that piano playing that melody sound, I'm going to bring in an electric piano, and I'm just going to play along with it and see what it sounds like with different chord progressions. And I'm just using sounds in Logic. So let's maybe start with a C major chord. That was a sus2 chord. But C major, let's go to F, A minor, and then G. And see how that sounds with our melody. And I'm just going to change the chords each bar. So every 4 beats, the chord is going to change. So let's check this out. Na da 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 na 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 na. Here we go. Do 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 yeah. Do do da da na. Ooh, wanna banana. Da 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 yeah. Hey. Oh. Yay. So that sounds pretty good, but let's try changing those chords to something that is minor based. So maybe let's do an E minor to a D minor to an A minor and then G. So let's try that. It totally changes the feel of it, but that's what's kind of fun is once you have your melody, you can try to reharmonize it. So that is the first melodic exercise, is take that title rhythm and play with it to see if you can come up with some sort of motif. And now we're going to jump on to melody exercise number 2. Melody exercise number 2 is mumble singing. And what mumble singing is where you have a chord progression or a beat or some kind of musical element that you just mumble sing over until you find pieces of a melody that you like. So you could sing words, or it's just mumbling where it doesn't really mean anything. So I'll show you what I mean by copying some of these parts that we actually came up with in the last exercise. So I am going to loop the drum track, and I'm also going to loop the piano track, and I'm just going to start mumble singing just gibberish once the other melody ends, so you can see how you could come up with certain melodies within this process. So I'm in the key of C, so I'm just singing the scale that I can use is really do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And then I could go, except I can't sing that high very well. So I'm going to try maybe starting down here, on that C note, and then we'll see what my gibberish comes up with here. So here we go. Bum dum be da da, ba dee dum be da ba, ba da be da ba da be da boom, ba dum be dum bye, bum da 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 dee da no, ba da be da na 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 be da 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 na no, ba da be da dee ah. They could go back to the chorus. Bada bada beada ba, bada bada beada bada bada doo, bada bada beada bow, bada bada ba beada bow, bada bada beada bada bada, bada 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 da, do bada da now, no. So that is kind of what I mean by mumble singing. So you're just doing that stuff. And one of the keys to that is record everything so you can go back and you can pick the parts that you like, because there might be some really good stuff in there. And some of you are saying, well, what if I can't sing that well? Well, you don't need to be able to sing except for maybe one note. You could actually determine like a melody using just a couple of notes. So let's say we're starting a verse like this. So we'll start lower. We'll start on the G here, this G note. So we'll do this. Da 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 na no 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 da 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 da. So as you can see, you can sing that one note and still do something that sounds kind of cool with just a really simple chord progression and a beat. So sometimes we try to overcomplicate these things when we should go to the fundamentals and really just try something that, you know, especially if you're feeling uninspired, you could come up with something. So those are a couple of exercises that I do to keep myself sort of in that melody mode and thinking about how to do melodies. So hopefully this is helpful for you. We'll have more videos about melodies and coming up with them and how to use them and how to write them first, how to write them last. So be sure to like and subscribe. And I'm Chad Shank with At Home Songwriting. Just really glad that you can join us, and we'll see you next time.